This month in ABN AMRO World Hockey, we're in New Zealand's largest city, Auckland, where 6 teams battle it out for the right to be in Beijing. 8-time Olympic champions India gear up for their sternest test. Can they win the Santiago qualifier? We meet the man who could make the difference in Chile, Indian striker Prabjot Singh. Next, we camp out in Oman's capital, Muscat, with women's world champions the Netherlands, Asian Games bronze medalists India and Azerbaijan. Then we're invited to a party in Rehan Butt's family home in Lahore. And all the action from India's Premier Hockey League. New Zealand's largest city, Auckland, is home to about a quarter of the nation's population and is built on the remains of 49 extinct volcanoes. It's a beautiful city with many attractions that draws visitors from all over the world. But ABN AMRO World Hockey was there for an even better reason, the first of the Olympic qualifying tournaments. 6 teams were in the fray for the lone Olympic spot, with host New Zealand and world number 7 Argentina being the favourites to meet in the final. On day 1, Mark Leghorn's 7th-minute strike inspired Ireland to a superb victory over France. It turned into a rout as the Irish completed a 4-0 hammering. The Frenchmen were looking for their first win of the tournament as they played the USA on day 2. But it was the Americans who drew first blood. Pat Harris doing the honours. Striker Frederick Sawyers, though, made sure that France got through.
Into the circle. Trying to control it front. Sawyers has a swing. And it's good. There's the equaliser. Sawyer lets it go past him. Big run from Nakamura. Can't keep up with Sawyer. Oh, beautiful! That's a lovely flick.
Inspired by their win, the French proceeded to put a scare on Argentina on day 3. Nicolas Gaillard giving them the early lead. Argentina equalised in the 18th minute through Lucas Villa. The South Americans then gathered momentum. Juan Garreta producing this sizzler in the 32nd minute. Final score, Argentina 4, France 2. On day 4, Argentina took on host New Zealand, and they grabbed the early advantage through Lucas Camilleri. The home team went from bad to worse with Rodrigo Villa, making it 3-0 in the 58th minute. But Ireland had a surprise in store for Argentina, Ronan Gormley putting this one in to pull off a shock win. After the loss to Argentina, the Black Sticks were determined to make amends. Striker Phil Burrows ensured a win with an unstoppable reverse hit.
Oh, reverse stick shot, Phil Burrows, the trademark goal.
USA played Trinidad and Tobago for 5th place. It turned out to be a thriller, with Pat Harris making it 1-1. With the match tied at 2-2 in the 65th minute, Dwayne Kwan Chan produced the winner, giving TNT the 5th place. France trailed by a goal in the battle for 3rd place when Matthew Durchan tapped one in to level the scores. Sawyers then produced a piece of magic to pull off a win.
Godard Comte running forwards. Gets the pass. Comte, the French captain, goes in. It's in the goal. My word. France, with a minute to play, have come storming down the side, popped it over the goalkeeper and taken the lead.
What a finish. What a finish.
The battle for a berth in the Olympics was played out between New Zealand and Argentina. Lucas Villa put his side ahead in the 24th minute.
untouchable. Goes out. Shaw comes in. The drag flick. Oh, lovely! Dave Kassouf gets the deflection and ties it all up for New Zealand.
Argentina then struck again in the 53rd minute.
Oh, it's gone low and to the left. And Matias Villa scores for Argentina. New Zealand looking to equalise. 5 minutes left to play. Shaw comes in, drag flick. It's in the goal. Hayden Shaw delivers for New Zealand again. Well, that's tied it all up at 2-2.
The game headed into extra time. Just 20 seconds remained when the Black Sticks had one final chance.
Shaw comes in. No, he's missed the trap. Off to Simon Child, who has a go. Loose ball. Bradshaw. Bradshaw gets it. And New Zealand go through to the Olympic Games.
The Black Sticks went through to the Olympics by the narrowest of margins. Argentina, unfortunately, will have to sit this one out. While Indian hockey has struggled in recent times, 2007 has been a reasonably successful year for the team. Joakim Cavallo's boys began with a bronze at the Aslan Shah Cup. Another bronze followed at the Champions Challenge in Belgium, and then came the high point, a comprehensive win in the Asia Cup in Chennai, where the team scored 57 goals in 6 matches, including 7 in the final against Korea.
जब से जोखिम करवेलो आए हैं पूरी अटैकिंग हॉकी खिलवा रहे हैं जो हमारी मेन स्ट्रेंथ है तो अटैकिंग हॉकी के चलते टीम भी अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रही है और गोल करने के ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा चांस मिल रहे हैं और हम उसको बेल कर रहे हैं.
While the team has improved, the last year saw India playing very few matches against top-class opposition, and there are still a number of areas of concern. One of these is penalty corner conversions. The return of Sandeep Singh from injury may be good news, but Cavallo has made it clear that he is far from convinced. In fact, there are doubts whether the coach will include him in the squad, despite the Flicker's superb performances in the German league earlier this year.
See, I have gone by his performance in the PHL, where his drag flicking process is concerned. But that does not mean that is an automatic selection in the Indian team. I think besides drag flicking, you also have to have the other qualities where you have to play in the other 70 minutes. It's a game of 70 minutes. So it's 70 minutes is not only of drag flicking. And I'm not going to go by past laurels and reputations. And if you're talking about this performance in the PHL, so one swallow does not make a summer.
To his credit, Cavallo has a few options to choose from in young Diwakar Ram and V. Raghunath. And the coach's emphasis on developing the team's bench strength has paid off with a number of youngsters jostling for a place in the side.
Diwakar and Baxla, deep defenders. I mean, it's unbelievable that Diwakar in a short span has learned to drag flick so well. And I think the sincerity in which these boys are practicing, I'm sure it has impressed the coaches, especially Joakim, who wanted this to happen. He wanted quality players coming up from the junior ranks into the senior and posing a threat to the senior guys. And that's where, you know, the quality of the game improves.
Winning the ticket to Beijing is clearly the biggest challenge before Team India. India will play their qualifying tournament in Chile from the 1st of March, and their biggest challengers for the one Olympic spot will be Great Britain.
All the boys are doing well. They know how important this qualifier is from the Indian point of view. And I think we're quite confident that we'll come out with flying colours. We are not only looking at the England team, but you know, all the other teams. Because after all, you can't be complacent as far as the other teams are concerned.
So what does the form guide say about this crucial tournament? On paper, India certainly look like the favourites, having beaten England twice at last year's Champion Challenge. But there's a word of caution.
It's going to be a one-off game, hopefully, between India and another team, likely to be Great Britain. That being the case, then it's every detail of the match that you have to pay attention to, and you have to do it for the whole 70 minutes. We saw India play against England earlier this year in the bronze medal game for the Champions Challenge, and India won 4-3 after leading 4-0. So you better not be complacent. But in that day, they didn't win a penalty corner. India didn't win a penalty corner. So England can be a strong team. Fortunately, that day we finished our field goal chances.
India will remember their defeat against Great Britain in the 2006 World Cup, but it's a team that has a lot to live up to. The team has played in every Olympic Games since 1928, and missing out here would be a first. Prabjot Singh is flying high. After all, life has come full circle for him. Booted out of the Indian team for not putting in 100% on the field, Prabjot was recalled to the national team at last year's Aslan Shah Cup. And this dynamo from Punjab hasn't looked back since. His fine showing in the last 12 months earned him a nomination for the prestigious World Hockey Men's Player of the Year award.
देखिए, बड़ा अच्छा लगा 1 साल के बाद जैसे कमबैक किया। पहला टूर्नामेंट मेरा जलांशा था, तो उसमें अच्छा परफॉर्म किया। जैसे फिर चैंपियन चला था, फिर एशिया कप था। तो जैसे जोखिम कारवेलो के अंडर टीम आई है, उसके अंडर 3 टूर्नामेंट खेले हैं, तीनों में मेडल है। तो अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस के कारण ही मेरी परफॉर्मेंस भी बड़ी अच्छी रही, जिसमें मैंने हर टूर्नामेंट में अच्छे गोल किए और एशिया कप में मैंने 15 गोल किए। तो मैं अपनी परफॉर्मेंस से काफ़ी खुश हूँ।
Prabjot's standout performance came in the Asia Cup, where he helped India defend their title. The left winger struck 15 goals in 7 matches, a fitting reply to the critics who had written him off a long time ago. So how did he manage to reinvent himself?
फिटनेस में काफ़ी इम्प्रूवमेंट आई है, और एक जैसे पहले हम खेलते थे एक ही प्लेस पे खेलते थे, अभी काफ़ी इंटरचेंजेस करके खेलते हैं। तो इंटरचेंजेस से काफ़ी मदद मिलती है खेलने को, इतनी मुश्किल नहीं होती खेलने को। तो जो डी में चांस मिलता है उसको वेल करने की प्रैक्टिस हमने की, कैंप जब लगते हैं तो उसी का हमें फ़ायदा हो रहा है। जो भी हमें प्रैक्टिस जिसकी हम करते हैं, तो जो हमें मैच में चांस मिलता है फिर उसको हम वेल करते हैं।
A large part of the credit for Prabjot's turnaround also goes to the coaching staff. Chief coach Joakim Cavallo's inputs have brought him back from the wilderness, and the confidence they have shown in him has been repaid manifold by the 27-year-old striker.
What we brought about, I would not say I brought about, the team, the coaching team tank, is that bringing something new in his armor, not being predictable, in the game. You cannot play the same game all throughout 70 minutes. You cannot play the same game against every opponent. So these are the small changes that we brought into him, and we made him believe that, he is a very good player. So unless and until the player believes in himself first that he is a good player and he has it in him, and it is also for the coach to give him the confidence and then make him play according to your plan or whatever strategy that you want to, and I think that has brought a turnaround in that.
Prabjot's stirring comeback is an example for his young teammates. However, the comeback trail will only be perfect if he can inspire the Indian team to book a berth in Beijing. After the break, it's a trip down to Oman to watch the Women's World Champions in action. And we meet Rehan Butt at home in Lahore. Keep watching. The Sultanate of Oman is an increasingly popular tourist destination, with its stark but beautiful landscape attracting tourists from all over Europe. The month of January in the desert nation provides weather perfect for hockey. With Europe under a cold spell, Oman was the ideal place for teams to prepare for Beijing. The Netherlands women's team travelled to the town of Sib, situated 25 kilometres from capital city Muscat. India and Azerbaijan joined them for a series of friendlies, valuable match practice with both teams seeking Olympic qualification. The Azeris faced a formidable Dutch team at the Sultan Qaboos Stadium on 27th of January, and Minke Bui grabbed a goal at the first opportunity. The Orange girls were relentless. Just a few minutes later, Marcia Pauwman converted this one to make it 2-0. The final score, Netherlands 5, Azerbaijan 0. World number 13 India faced a tough fight from Azerbaijan early on. Skipper Mamta Karab deflected this one in to ensure an Indian win. India faced the world champions next, and Marcia Pauwman employed her drag flick to devastating effect in the second half. The Indians fought hard despite being outplayed by the Europeans, but goal number 3 came from the stick of one of their own. The Dutch team seems to be shaping up well for August. At least their outing in Oman has been, well, picture perfect. It was a joyous family reunion at the house of Rehan Butt in Lahore as the hockey star from Pakistan celebrated Eid with his relatives and close friends. With a packed international and domestic hockey calendar, these family gatherings have become rare and all the more special. The Butts are a close-knit family and Rehan enjoyed catching up with his loved ones.
Basically तो मैं ज़्यादा फैमिली के साथ टाइम गुजारता हूँ कि आप इतने बिजी होते हैं, इंटरनेशनल आपकी इतनी कमिटमेंट्स होती हैं मैचेस की कि आपको टाइम नहीं फैमिली को दे सकते. इसी वजह से मैं गेट टुगेदर भी आज रखी और सारा फैमिली को भी इकट्ठा रखा साथ. और इसके अदरवाइज मैं अपनी वाइफ के साथ बाहर ड्राइव पे चला जाता हूँ, लाइट म्यूज़िक और बाहर खाना खाना. तो ऐसे मैं अपना जो है वो ज़्यादा टाइम गुजारता हूँ.
This welcome break from hockey also gave Rehan the chance to spend time with his wife Kual and his son Bilal.
सबसे ज़्यादा मेरी बीवी का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है इसमें, क्योंकि वो बहुत ज़्यादा सेक्रीफाइस करती है. क्योंकि हम लोग इधर बहुत कम रहते हैं पाकिस्तान में, तो हमारे साथ तो वो ट्रैवल करती नहीं है बाहर. और अकेला रहना और इतनी अर्ली के शादी की बहुत शुरू में, तो मेरे ख्याल से एक बहुत बड़ा सेक्रीफाइस है. और मैं कोशिश यही करता हूँ कि जब भी मैं वापस आऊँ तो उसको खुश रखूँ और टाइम दूँ. उसके बाद मेरे माँ बाप की दुआएं हैं जिसकी वजह से अल्लाह मियां ने मुझे इतनी इज्जत दी.
The 27-year-old has captained the Pakistan national team, and though he has been replaced by Salman Akbar, Rehan has no regrets. He believes that hockey is a team game where every player has to contribute equally.
जब भी मैं ग्राउंड में टीम को लीड कर रहा होता हूँ तो बेसिकली मेरे माइंड में ये नहीं होता मैं टीम को लीड कर रहा हूँ. मेरे माइंड में ये होता है कि हम सब जो प्लेयर्स हैं वो अपने मुल्क पाकिस्तान के लिए खेल रहे हैं और सब ही कैप्टन हैं. तो एक अकेला कैप्टन जो है वो जितनी मर्जी स्पिरिट के साथ या जितनी मर्जी उसके साथ खेल ले, हॉकी एक टीम गेम है. जब तक तमाम प्लेयर्स को आप कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं देंगे, तमाम प्लेयर्स को आप पे यकीन नहीं होगा कि ये हमें भी जो है सपोर्ट कर रहा है और सब कुछ कर रहा है, तो मेरे ख्याल से कि रिजल्ट आना मुश्किल होते हैं. और मेरी कोशिश यही होती है कि मैं तमाम को साथ लेके चलूँ ताकि हम एक एज ए टीम वर्क के साथ चलें.
In the 2002 Champions Trophy, Rehan stole the show, scoring 2 goals in the last 5 minutes in the bronze medal playoff against India. It was this prolific goal-scoring ability as a right winger that made Rehan an instant rage. He would go on to score many more memorable goals. So what has been his secret?
शेर जो शिकार करता है वो कैसे भागता है और कैसे करेज होती है उसमें, तो उसको ज़हन में रख के मैंने अपने आप को जब मैं ग्राउंड में था तो मैं कहता था कि यार बस मैं किसी तरह भी वो गोल स्कोर कर दूं. तो एक कॉन्फिडेंस होता है बंदे में. एक मैं सिंपल सी बात कि गोल स्कोरिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ जो हैं वही बंदा अवेल करता है जिसके अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस होता है. जिसके अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है वो अकेला गोलकीपर और अगर वो प्लेयर भी है तो वो भी मिस कर देगा. तो ये सब कॉन्फिडेंस की बात होती है. और अल्लाह मियां ने ये मैं कहता हूँ मेरे में गॉड गिफ्टेड है कि गोल स्कोरिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ जो हैं वो मैं अक्सर अवेल ही कर जाता हूँ.
Rehan has been troubled by niggling injury worries which forced him to miss the last edition of the Champions Trophy. but the hitman has recovered and was once again bang on target, scoring goals for the Maratha Warriors in the Premier Hockey League. Relieved at regaining his form and fitness, Rehan is focusing on the Beijing Olympics.
बेसिकली हमारा जो माइंडसेट है वो ओलंपिक्स के लिए है कि ओलंपिक्स में पाकिस्तान जो है काफ़ी देर से कोई इतना अच्छी पोजीशन नहीं ले सका, तो हमारी कोशिश ये है कि हम ओलंपिक्स में जो है वो अच्छा परफॉर्म करें पाकिस्तान के लिए, ताकि दोबारा हॉकी जो है पाकिस्तान में खेली जाए और दोबारा फेमस हो.
Pakistan's last hockey success at the Olympics was a bronze in the 1992 Games, and the team will be banking on the exploits of Rehan Butt to end the barren run. The city of Chandigarh serves as a capital of 2 Indian states and is internationally known for its architecture and town plan. The 4th edition of the Premier Hockey League unfolded here, a tournament conceptualised to provide exposure to India's hockey talent. It's a league made up of 7 city-based teams playing each other for a period of 20 days. In the first semi-final, young Diwakar Ram broke the deadlock for the Hyderabad Sultans in extra time, going 1-up against the Chandigarh Dynamos. The Dynamos produced an equaliser with seconds left on the clock, Deepak Thakur managing to net a free hit, making it 1-1. The game went into a penalty shootout and Rajpal Singh began well for the Dynamos. Dynamo's goalkeeper Baljit Singh has been in excellent form for the national side, and he thwarted this Sadara Singh attempt to take his team closer to victory. Baljit managed to save another one, and Gaurav finished the job for the Dynamos, ensuring their passage to the final. The Orissa Steelers took an early lead in the second semi-final against the Bangalore High Flyers. Sunil Ekka scored a brace, running past the High Flyers' defence, putting the Steelers ahead 2-0. The Bangalore boys got one back in the 23rd minute. Len Ayappa then scored again in the second half to make it 2-2. The game went down to the wire. The Steelers got the early advantage with Tirki and Mins managing to score. The High Flyers seemed out of the game, with Weisterhoff and Kandakar missing their chances. The High Flyers had a second helpline though, through keeper Bharat Chetri. The former Indian keeper saved 3 in a row to pull them back into the game. A goal in the final attempt would win the game for the High Flyers, and Sandeep Michael didn't disappoint, taking the Bangalore High Flyers into the best-of-3 finals. In the first final, the Dynamos took an early lead through Sher Singh before skipper Rajpal Singh produced this breathtaking strike. Down 2-0, the High Flyers mounted an attack through Kandakar. A clever pass to Sandeep Michael reduced the deficit by a goal. The Dynamos increased the lead in the second half. Deepak Thakur smashing one in to make it 3-1, putting the game beyond the opponent's reach. The Dynamos took a lead in the second final, an error from Len Ayappa resulting in a Deepak Thakur goal. The Dynamos turned it on, increasing the lead through their captain. A crack at the goal by Rajpal Singh right from the edge of the circle. The Bangalore High Flyers continue to battle through to the second half. A rebound from an Ayappa flick was put away, Sandeep Michael the scorer. Bangalore began to dominate the second half. Korean Yuhyo Sik put in the equaliser. In the 42nd minute, Kandakar fed SV Sunil from the left, who scored the winner for the High Flyers. Carrying momentum into the decider, the High Flyers took the lead in the 32nd minute. Len Ayapa's drag flick doing the damage to make it 1-0. The Bangaloreans maintained pressure throughout and were rewarded in the 62nd minute. Hari Prasad sent a cross to Yuhyo Sik, who made it 2-0. The Dynamos earned a consolatory goal, but by then the title was firmly in the grasp of the Bangalore High Flyers.